Good morning, Vietnam! I'm Matthew. Today we're going over the basics of Java. Some things you're going to see in this video are variables and syntax, and then I'm going to show you some real-world applications of Java at the end. Now, what is Java? So Java is an object-oriented programming language, and it was created in the late 20th century. It's a widely popular language now, and it's a good starting point for many programmers. Great reason is that one, it's popular like I said, and two, because Java code can be run and compiled on different operating systems and platforms. Compile this when it turns your typed human code into binary, so that's ones and zeros for other computers or robot to use. And lastly, if you look below, there's a brief little image showing you how the typed code is going into compiler and going into the different platforms, like a laptop or a PC. Now, syntax. Syntax is the grammar of the language, so it includes conventions, brackets, indentation, and position of blocks of code. It's the standard way of typing Java code that all programmers need to follow. By having standard convention practices, it's going to be easier for you to look at the code and be able to work with other programmers when you're coding. And we're going to continue on with the syntax. And now this is naming conventions in Java, and this is one of the most missed things in Java. And the best practice for naming variables is it needs to consist of one, starting with a letter that needs to be lowercase. It needs to be reasonable and descriptive, so that way when other programmers look at your code, they can understand it. And you need to avoid using Java keywords. Now, you can look at the examples of good variable names, next num, first number, left motor. You can see how it is started with a lowercase, and then when you go to the next word, it is uppercase. So now I'm taking you away from the PowerPoint real quick to bring you to a resource you can use, which is Code Academy. It's very helpful. It has free lessons so you can practice and learn Java. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you syntax and do a lesson with you. You can stop the video here if you want to do it together. You can just type in Code Academy, make an account, and go to Java. But I'm going to go ahead with this. So semicolons and white space are also a part of Java. I'm just going to show you what to do. So basically what you want to have is we want to have white space so it's easier to read. So I'm just going to give this white space so that way you can understand it better. And then these are also semicolons, and after every single written piece of code you have, you need to put a semicolon down, and that'll even do the next task with you. So basically, the worker want me to print a message out. What you do is system.out.print, and this will print the message. Then you do brackets. And this is a variable we will learn in the next slide, which is string that uses double quotes. And I'll just write my message now. And I'm going to end it with the semicolon to show that the code written is finished. And run. And there it is, it's printed. We are now on to variables. And okay, so one of the big things in Java is the use of variables. And there are 5 variables in Java. And these are the primitive variable types. So we have the first one we're going to go over is int, which stores whole numbers. Then we're going on to double, which stores bigger whole numbers and decimal numbers as well. Then you have a boolean, which stores true and false. And then a char, which I may be saying wrong, sorry. That stores single characters using single quotes. And then lastly, you have string, which stores multiple characters using double quotes. And now I've taken you back to Code Academy for a quick test on variables. So if you want to pause the video now, come back so you can do it together with me. We're going to go over variables. So the first one is what it's asking me. It is asking me to create a variable called name that holds your name as a sequence of characters. If you remember correctly, it's going to be string. Then we're going to call it name equal to double quotes, my name, or it'll be your name. That's what you're going to put in. And we're going to put semicolons to see that that line of code is done. Sweet. Now we're on to the next variable, which is create a variable called age that holds your age as a whole number. If you remember correctly, this is going to be int. Name it as age equal to a whole number. Mine is 18, and you can put what you want. Don't forget the semicolon. Now for the next variable. Create a variable called desired salary that holds your desired salary per year to precision of 2 decimal points. So this is going to be double. It's going to be the variable type. I'm going to name it. Don't forget what I taught you for syntax for naming a variable correctly. Remember, it starts lowercase, then it goes up to uppercase when you go to the next word. And we're going to now put it in. I'm going to put $1 million. And 1 cent. That's what I think I should get paid for working on newspaper. And now for the next variable. I'll create a variable called gender that holds a single character. And I'm going to put, this one's going to be char. Name the variable equals, and I am a male. Oh, I actually messed up. Forget. You gotta put it in single quotes. And semicolon. There you go. And now for the last one. So create a variable called looking for job that holds whether or not you're currently open to job offers. That's going to be a boolean. Did I spell that right? Yes, I did. Sorry, guys. Boolean. Looking for, right, messed up right there. Looking for job equal to true, because I don't get paid anything in newspaper. And that's it. So now we're on to my special guest stars. These are my friends Matthew and Devin, and they're here to talk about using Java in the real world in robotics, and I'll let them take it away now.
Hi, I'm Devin Ravani, and I'm a senior.
And I'm Matthew, and I'm also a senior.
So me and Matthew are involved in a program called FIRST. FIRST is basically a worldwide program for 6 to 18-year-olds where you can build and program Lego robots, metal robots, all sorts of things. And every year we get a challenge, and we have to build our robot based off that challenge to complete goals. So, for example, this year, our goal is to pick up these sort of frisbees and shoot them into a bucket.
And so in FIRST Robotics, we predominantly use Java to code our robots. And there's two main aspects of FIRST Robotics. There's autonomous and teleop. And autonomous is where the robot is solely controlled with the code. And then teleop is where we have a controller that is programmed with Java again to control the robot and move it around and do specific tasks.
Well, this was great. Thank you guys for coming on from where we left off with my special guest stars. I just want to show you a bit of code that we have. So basically, this is our code for autonomous. It's where it allows for you to move the robot by itself. This is just very simple. Just wanted to show you it. And then this is teleop. If you can see a couple of things that we talked about, like left Y, right X, left X. You see we talked about naming them. See turn value, the variable. We name them. We have a lowercase. And then we go uppercase. So you can see what we talked about. And I just wanted to show you some code to show you what it looks like. And now let's get into the video of the robot moving.
I'm ready. Prank 9 days.
Before my video ends, I just want to give a shout out to the robotics team, my friends, Uplift Robotics. And if you want to have more tools besides Code Academy, go to Uplift Robotics. And then here's an FTC program tutorial series, which will, if you're interested in robotics and learning how to code robotics in Java, go here and you have more resources. And shout out to Haggerty Jern. Go check out more of our content.
Yeah, but you go. But no, the opposite way.
Okay, so now we're on to my two special guest stars, my friends Devin and Matthew. They're people who use Java in the real world. They use it for robotics, and I'll let them take it away now.
Hi, I'm Devin Ravani. I'm a senior at Haggerty.
Oh, you want me to introduce myself now too?
X and variables, along with at the end I'm going to show you some. Okay, blooper there.
Operator controlling the robot to do specific tasks, and all of that uses the internal Java code.
Can we restart?